Welcome to the Model Car Hobby Podcast with your host, Luka C. Now here he is, Luka C. Well, hello, my fellow car modelers. How are you doing today? Welcome back to another episode of the Model Car Hobby Podcast. I've got a couple guests here. As you can see, we have Rick the Builder, Ricky Wallace Jr., right?
That's right.
That's right. And, okay, I'm pointing the right Jason. Pete Morales, you are from Scale, what is Scale?
World.org.
Scale World. I can't read my own notes. Isn't that terrible? Scale World. You know what? I'm going to make it up to you right here. There we go. We'll just show this. Bam. ScaleWorld.org. And the thing that we've got these two fellas on, if you don't know, Rick the Builder does his model cars and coffee, and it is the second annual coming up, and that is a cool event that I think is going to become something pretty big. And I wanted to have him on to talk about it because, man, you know, let's get the word out for it. Everybody, it's over there in Pennsylvania. We'll talk more about that, but it's such a good idea. Non-competitive, a lot of friends. It was a huge show, great vendors. He's got a great venue. We spent 4, 5, or 7 hours on the phone a few nights ago talking about it. Really cool thing. I wish I could go. It's a long drive for me, but I will make it out there one day. But we definitely, everybody that's out in that area, I am putting my seal of approval on this one on account of this is a great idea. And I really think this is going to become something that really takes off in our hobby. New type of model car event show. I like to call them events because this is not a contest. There's no pressure with competition or awards, but camaraderie, fun, and great builders end up showing up and like a great vendors. So you had a heck of a show last year. So and it already sounds like it's growing. So I'm gonna shut up. You don't come on to this channel. Listen to me. You listen to me enough on this channel. I'm going to start with you, Ricky. Why don't you talk a little bit about yourself? What got you into models and wanting to do this show?
All right. Yeah. So I started building models when I was probably about 12 years old. You know, of course, glued one together that was put away until I was older. Managed to get to it. Made my first glue bomb. That's probably why I like glue bombs now. Like buying them because that's where I started.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
creating them now you repair them.
Yeah. Yeah. I love getting glue bombs. Plus they're cheaper too.
I do too. It's a different kind of a challenge. It's fun. I'm actually kind of working on one right now for myself. Those are cool.
Yeah. Gotta love a glue bomb. And
you got to.
Gives the old model a new life.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm huge on that.
But yeah, I've started building when I was young, and I don't think there's a year that's gone by that I haven't built a model. Just something I love to do. It's kept me out of trouble. So I can't see myself ever stopping, really.
Yeah. No need to.
Yeah. So and then I started going to shows, a local show. I was, as a teenager, won a couple of awards, and then once that show was gone, I just kept building. I kept building and building. I would go on the different forums because, you know, I wasn't on Facebook at that point. Then when I did get on Facebook, I was tricked by my sister.
Yeah.
She asked for my email, and next thing I know, I have a Facebook. So, but, you know, I'm thankful for Facebook because that's how I met a lot of people, including the diversified scalers. And those guys became my brothers. So that's how I know Pete, because he's a fellow diversified scaler. So, yeah, so I just been building, and, you know, they got me out to shows. I discovered the NNL East. They told me about it, and my mind was blown when I heard about the show.
Yeah.
So they got me out to their show, and then the NNL East. And like I said, I just met a great group of guys, including my buddy Pete right here.
Yeah.
So, uh, yeah, Pete, you want to talk about the diversified scalers?
Yeah, Pete. Let's hear about them.
Um, you had George on here before. George Vision 124. He's the president.
Yeah.
Um, he's spoken a lot about the club in the past. Just a bunch of great guys. Like to build models and go to shows, hang out, and help other club members. Not just diversify. It could be any other clubs. We're always here to help extend the hand and stuff. So
Yeah.
in any way we can help, we're there. Just gotta holler at us, and we'll help as much as we can and where we can.
That's the right attitude to have. That's the whole point of the shows and the clubs. Is just,
Yeah,
you know, model, and that's and like you said, Ricky, the thing with the Facebook, what it's done for our hobby, and how we've all gotten to become friends and close, and be able to do things like this now, and
yeah,
getting to know people, go to shows way out of your area you would have never gone to, and meet people you didn't
Absolutely.
think you'd ever, but you already became friends with them, and you run into people that you finally get to hang out with, that you've already made friends with online, and to me that's just been such a that's been the coolest thing that's happened to this hobby, is actually the online stuff.
Absolutely.
yeah,
It made our community tighter, and I don't want to say smaller because it's probably grown it, but smaller as in we're all next door to each other now.
yeah,
Yeah. We wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for the internet.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't.
we're
It's
in
cool.
3 different states.
Yeah,
yeah.
really. Where are you located, Pete?
Mount Vernon, New York.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are kind of way separate. I'm
Yeah.
way out in Arizona, so I'm way far away from you. But
Yeah.
I'm original New Yorker though. I'm from southwestern New York, so
Okay.
over by Buffalo, just south of Buffalo. But
Nice.
I know the area. But yeah, so Ricky, getting this show going last year, real quick. I mean, what inspired you to start this model cars and coffee kind of idea?
So, I love model cars. I love model car shows. I really like the swap meets. So originally I had thoughts of having my own swap meet. That was like the one thing I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lady that I had met at a flea market, and her and her sister were there selling models, and I just happened to stumble across them. And it's just in my nature to try and help people. And I saw that they had the models behind them and 1/18 scale die cast in front of them. So I started talking to them, and I'm like, "Oh, you gotta put this one out. You got to put that out." And long story short, I ended up going to introducing them to the toy shows where they could sell these diecast cars. Um, the diecast cars belong to their late brother that passed away, recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I would help her with the shows, well, help them with the shows, and then at one of the shows, just happened to be at Leesport Flea Market. Uh, I was there, and I was talking to the lady that actually prepares that show, and I said, "Hey, do you have model car shows here?" And she said, "No." People actually go to them. I said, "Yeah, they do." Um, and I was like, maybe we could put something together. She's like, "Yeah, you should." I was like, "You know what? I really can't afford something like that." She's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Figure something out." So fast forward, that idea was stuck in my head for a while.
Yeah.
So eventually I started talking to people. I talked to my friend Steve here. I talked to some of the club members, and uh, I talked to the one person that mentored me was Tom Geiger.
Yes, Tom from
Yeah.
NNL East.
Yeah. And he told me everything I needed to ask questions about, anything I needed to know and look into. And I, I called Leesport Flea Market, and I got a price, and I asked questions, and the price for renting the venue was a good price, and it included everything: tables, chairs. you name it, and
That's a winning
Kit
combination
Carson.
there.
Yeah, so it just sounded really good. So once I had people's blessings, I said, "Let's do it." And of course, I talked to Pete about a flyer. I don't know how we got into the subject of it, but next thing you know, Pete's throwing me a picture of a flyer, and I was just like, "Wow!" you know?
Yeah.
So we would throw ideas around about flyers, and I got flyers and just started telling everybody and anybody that I could. You know, I, people were laughing at me because I was taking flyers to flea markets, secondhand stores, hobby stores. You could probably go to a grocery store around here and probably see one of my flyers. So,
It's not a horrible idea to do. You got
that,
that's the best thing is to think outside the box
yes,
to be
so
successful.
so um, but the whole idea behind it was, after discussing with my friend Steve, is to make it like the people show, where that's what we called it, kind of.
Yeah.
You tend to go to shows and there's always somebody that complains that they didn't win, or
Yeah.
they deserve to win or something like that. And I was like, I really don't want that to be a part of the show. So that's when the decision came along to not have any awards, no judging, wipe that clean off the table.
Yeah.
So,
That's
and then
that's what attracted me originally. That's what this was gonna be. I always thought in my head that I think it was time for this hobby to be able to do that. There was a time there was no way you could pull this off, but I was thinking the shift of model builders, how they are, the way they think. I mean, there's still a lot of, and I love competing. Obviously, you do too. Look at the awards you got behind. There's nothing wrong with that, but I know, I know um, that nowadays to get people to come to a show, it used to be there had to be something they weren't going to go to a show if there wasn't an award to win, and it's a little bit different atmosphere today. I think the camaraderie is a lot more tighter with model car builders today, and the emphasis of winning awards at a show isn't such top priority anymore, and 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 I always wondered if this concept would ever work, and I always would have loved to seen it happen. And you did it, and it worked. So
thank you.
obviously, you proved it right. So, and because last year's show, I saw the picture, and there were great models on the table. A lot, no, I've talked to a lot of people that have gone to it and just enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yep. We had a good time. We had a really, really good time.
Yeah,
You know, like just seeing a smile on people's face because it's their first time going to a show, and the excitement was, you know, it just made it all worth it.
yeah,
And that, just, that's how to myself, I'm thinking, I did it. I did it. We did it. We had a good time.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to take all the credit because I'm not the only one that did it. If it wasn't for my fellow club members, my friends, my wife, and a lot of other people, it wouldn't have been possible.
Right.
So
Well, they believed in what you had. That's really good. That's good. A good group of people, good friends, good loyalty there, which is important to help you do something
yeah,
like this. Huge success. Everybody wins,
yeah.
and that's cool that everybody felt that way, and you got everybody on board. That's yeah. Where exactly is it located? So everybody knows.
Yeah.
If anybody might be close to it, or a good
Yeah,
car drive to it might make it there.
yeah. So it's at Leesport Farmers Market. It's in Leesport, PA. It's not too far from Reading. It's close to the Turnpike too, I believe, Pennsylvania
Okay.
Turnpike.
All
So
righty.
pretty
Yeah.
easy to get to. It's out in the middle of nowhere. There's literally a field right out back.
Yep. And there'll be in the description below, everybody, you can look down. There'll be information and links and everything to get all the information you need for it. And of
Yeah,
course, we'll real quick, bam, pop this up. There's
yeah,
the
there
info
you go.
right there. If you want to jot that down, pause or whatever, jot that down. And yeah, this is going to be a good one. I know you were, you know, I, hopping happy after that last one, because I talked to you after the last one, and man, it couldn't have been any better.
No, no,
That was, yeah, it was definitely. I mean, everybody, you're hearing a lot about it over on the Facebook, on the major groups and all that stuff. So, um, glad that you were able to do it again. And when we were having that conversation on the phone, you told me you're already locked in for the following year.
yes, that,
That's
talking to people at Pete, people are telling me you should start preparing for next year because
mm-hmm.
my show's at the beginning of the season. Why not get ready for the next one and start promoting it this year? So, of course, I called Leesport Flea Market, locked in a date, March 14th, and of course, Pete comes to the rescue again, and he has lined up new flyers.
Yep.
So,
Pete,
already
you're
have
the
new
one.
flyers.
You're the one who did this flyer,
Yes.
Yeah,
and that right there, the
No, that I can't take credit for that one. That was Ricky's guy.
yeah.
that's basically the show sign logo. Which what?
Hmm.
To be
Everybody,
done with
again,
green.
let's change the logo up in the corner. There, how's that?
Yeah, it's nice.
So, yeah, I think this is a cool show. On the other podcast that I'm on, we just did. Lewis Hicks was on, and he's kind of gonna be a regular on my other podcast, the Model Car Enthusiast podcast. And him and I've been talking a lot lately. And he even mentioned on that podcast he's getting ready for Model Cars and Coffee. So it's becoming something that rolls off the tongue of everybody, and that's what you want to do. It was a cool idea of taking that from the real car world, because cars and coffee had become such a popular thing for the same reason. It's just a get together. They do,
Yeah,
and I know I go to one once a month. I enjoy mine, and they're fun, and it's not a car show. It's just a hangout.
that's that's what makes it fun too. Like when you go to,
Yeah.
a car meet and you just hang out and you just talk to people. You're not competing with your friends.
No,
You know,
no. Yeah, it's a nice relaxing. There was something that was really neat that you did last year that I imagine you're going to be doing it. I know you were talking about even being more grandiose about this, but I loved how you had like a drive-in, a couple of different little, I guess you could say, dioramas set up for people to take their models to take pictures in front of and stuff to make it. You got a lot of people took some cool pictures of their models with that. And that is a neat idea to do at a show.
I,
The, the,
I can't take credit for that. That would be the club, Diversified Scalers. They
yeah,
you know they came through with that. And
yeah, that was
Yeah,
awesome.
that diorama was our part of our mall diorama we had a few years back. We had a McDonald's
Yeah, yeah.
and a few other stores, and with that one's taking a beating. So we're kind of working on a new one because our
Oh yeah.
the first Diversify is having a show this year in September, almost the end of September, and we're going to create a new diorama for that.
Oh
So
cool.
we're hoping to have it at NNL East in April. Uh, it's kind of the days are going so by so fast,
Oh
and
boy, I know.
George has been really busy lately, and like right now he's on vacation right now, and so when he's coming back, we're gonna try to hit that diorama hard so we can have it ready for NNL. If we could have it ready for Ricky's show, that'd be great. But we're not
yeah,
100% sure we'll be ready for Ricky's show yet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though. So the whole club is working on that together.
Yeah, well, Diversify, we're kind of like everywhere a little bit. We have some PA, some both of them in Jersey. I'm in New York. We have one in Boston. So everybody's gonna have a little something to do, or we're gonna be like, hey, come down this date. We're gonna work on the dial, and they're gonna come. Hopefully, they'll come down and put their hands on it, help build it, and everything's gonna be at George's house. So whenever George is
Mhm.
free, he's gonna be working on it on his own time. So yeah, we're gonna try. A lot of us have 3D printers, so we might tell them, hey, print this file, paint it, and bring it down with you. So that way they don't have to make this trip down because the one in
Yeah.
Boston, that's a 3 hour and a half drive. PA is another 2 hours to George's house. So we're um we're gonna try to make it work. We'll try to help George out as much as we can. So
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, George is quite the doer and make things happen kind of guy, and
yeah,
definitely a lover of this hobby.
yeah. He's great. He's a great guy. Great president. He so much we could talk about him, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
but yeah,
when
he's
we
a
get
great
together,
guy, great builder. Yeah, cool guy. You talk to him anytime you want. He'll reply.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
So
But yeah, this is a again. I keep saying just such a great idea. I really like. I want to get the word out about it. Is there any other things you want to talk about the show? Other cool aspects of it, and like
yeah. Well, reason we have part of the reason we have Pete here is because Pete is going to be doing photos at the show.
hmm
He's going to have some tables set up, and he's got a full banner and everything, and he's going to be taking pictures to feature the models on his page.
yeah,
Um, I
that's
don't know, Pete, if you want to talk about that.
yeah, absolutely, Pete.
yeah, it's basically like I'm gonna have a setup just like any other magazines have. Only difference there is not for a magazine; it will be for the website. And I normally feature models every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Oh,
I try
cool.
to. I try to, as much as they come in. So at this show, I'll be giving out cards, like just like um, I got the idea from the magazines where they put a card in your front of your car, your model. Hey, bring the card to the booth to get photographed. Be actually be featured on the site, but not right away, but as they go in. So it should be a good time. It's my first time, so I'm a little nervous about it. So
Yeah,
I
well,
think
hope
that's how you
everybody
be
hope
great.
everybody be patient with me.
I think I
Yeah,
set him up.
you'll learn. It's a good place to learn.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and I like the idea of your website. Talk a little more about your website. What's like you
Um,
said, you kind of it's kind of just a online model car magazine, huh?
basically,
I'll
the only
show
thing
this.
different, only difference from magazine is no print. You get your models featured, and you can always go back to it. You could bookmark it. You can save it to your friends. You could send them the link, like, "Hey, my model was featured. Look, check it out." Stuff like that. They don't have to go buy a magazine to see your model. They could just
Right
go
on.
online and see it. I got the idea from the real car forums and sites that they were featuring my real one-on-one cars, and I was like, man, I should no one was doing it, so I was like, you know what, let me bring that to the model world and see what happens. And I spoke to a couple of people, and they were behind me, and they're like, yeah, yeah. And originally, it was scaleworld.net, but that site got hacked. After 5 years, it got hacked, and
I
I couldn't
heard about
recover it.
I heard about that. I
Yeah,
think
I
George
couldn't
said,
recover it. I couldn't
yeah,
recover it, so I had to bring it down. And then I was a couple of years without it, and like back in my mind, I kind of missed it, missed doing it. And a lot of people were saying, "Oh man, we love the site, we love the site." And my wife talked me into it to get in again, but I couldn't recover the .net, so I had to change it to .org.
mm-hmm.
And I dropped. It was used to be Scaled World with a D after scaled, and I dropped the D. So now I named it
Scale
scaleworld.org.
World. All right. Well,
Yeah.
again, there's a description in the description. There's a link to that,
So
and definitely,
sorry about the dogs.
nah, no problem. And we'll And definitely you'll be seeing more about that. Like on my Facebook groups, we'll plug all that stuff. Like I told Ricky,
Appreciate it. Yeah.
that's what my Facebook group is for. I don't know if you're a member of my bigger Facebook group, but there's like 150,000 maniac modelers on them, model car
Yeah.
guys. Get on there as much as you want and promote your website. That's
I
what it's
appreciate
for.
that because
It's a
a lot of
gigantic
yeah,
international bill bulletin board like at the Kroger.
yeah. There's lot of. I belong to a lot of Facebook groups, but
Yeah,
a lot of them don't allow the advertisements.
yeah.
So I
I am.
try not to because I'm not
Yeah,
trying to get in trouble or get kicked out.
mine is all about that. And like I told Ricky is you could post it as much as you want. If you did it every day, a couple times, I don't care. I don't care. Plug it.
Yes.
If you want to link something that you put, you want to feature a model. Hey, you come to the website and check more about this model or whatever.
Yeah.
Promote your site on there. That's what it's for. It's all about the more out there for the model car builders, the better the community is, the better the hobby is. And that is what I work so hard to create. That everything that I do is to help grow the hobby. I mean, telling
Hmm.
people that I don't, telling people that they can't advertise what they're doing on the Facebook, on your Facebook group for model cars doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Don't we want to promote the, promote the hobby, make it bigger? So
Yeah.
that was when I first started, I was like, I'm not going to be that way. Because I remember when I first started, there was a couple, there was this one Facebook group that was the big model car Facebook group. And when I was trying to promote my channel and I would, post my links to my videos, and they would stop it and send me notifications and say, you're not allowed to do that. And it's like, really? Okay, well, I'll remember that. And now I promote people that are positive for the hobby. I don't promote that
Yeah.
Facebook group, and other Facebook groups I promote and allow other Facebook groups to promote on my Facebook group. It's just whatever, man. How many Facebook groups does everybody? I am crazy. I'm not going to be sitting here thinking that you're only a member in mine. You're a member on all the major model car. I am too because
Hmm.
it's fun,
Yeah.
I want to check out people's builds. That's it's inspirational. That's what's great about shows like what you're doing, Ricky. You go to a show like that, especially with that kickback atmosphere that you have. You just get to soak up everybody's model builds and get inspired.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
like in Atlanta in 21 when I saw your Winnebago, I I spent a lot of time just looking at that thing and looking at all the scratch building you did,
Mhm.
and I thought that was cool. That was
Thank
a
you, thank you.
very that was
It
a
stood
very
out like a sore thumb.
what's that?
It stood out like a sore thumb.
It did, and it got a top 10, didn't it?
I
Or did
almost
you
passed
no?
out when
What did it get?
it got top 10.
It got top 10. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I almost passed out when they called my name.
I imagine.
That was
Yeah,
your first time there and first time award, so
yeah,
Yeah.
that's very cool. That doesn't happen a lot.
yeah,
I know
not Acme.
when I went there, I brought probably my four best models, and I tell everybody this. What is so amazing about that show down in Atlanta? There's up to close to 1,000 model cars on the table, and I put my models down, and they just evaporated. They just vanished. And I didn't care about that, and I just kind of walked away and never hung out at my models or talk to people. I was wanting to meet other people and talk about their models. I know my models. I don't care.
Hmm.
I want to know
That's a
about
show that'll
how
humble
people
you.
do. What's that?
That show will definitely humble you and bring you
It
down a
will.
couple of notches.
It will. It
Yeah.
will. I mean, I was not surprised. I didn't go there expecting a thing. It wasn't about that at all for me. I don't. I do have hopefully I go this year. I'm planning, and I do have a project that I am going to, maybe I want to. It's almost like what I'm doing is I'm doing a NASCAR race car. So that right there tells you that's a tough one because you're up against Clay Kemp, and,
Yep.
Yeah.
among others, and Mark Batson. And um, a way I look at it is, if I'm not like I'm going there, I want to take this model and put it there next to their models, the Wayne Stevens, those guys that I really admire who do race car models, and to get those guys to go, oh, that's all I need. I don't need it'd be
Yeah.
That's
great.
good
I
enough.
don't expect it if it happens, but I'm building and going there to at least try to get their attention on my build. That
Yeah.
that means more to me than anything to get my fellow modelers that I have, especially the ones that put me in awe, to go, oh,
Mhm.
there's nothing better than that, man. And that's what's cool about not, that's what I like about non-competitive shows,
Yeah.
and you know, that's the closest thing to non-competitive until you started this, was the NNLs, and that's what, I mean, it doesn't call it an NNL anymore, but that's what the Acme show started out as, was officially an NNL. But that is, I think your show is going to show now that those types of shows can exist, because um, on Doug White's the Model Car Muse, I don't know if you've ever watched this episode, but he had all of the members of the group that started the first NNL, and it's a really great interview of those guys talking about how they got it going, and it's neat and fun stories and how tongue in cheek it was. But their idea of the NNL originally was exactly what you do. There was no awards. It wasn't about that. Not one. Not even a People's Choice. That it was nothing. It was just hang out, and to start creating it and making into an event back then. It was like uh, they had to bring something in, some kind of award in. So they started out with like a People's Choice, or however they did it, or best of show type People's Choice. And I know that a couple of guys, they said that's always was something they kind of like, they knew it had to be to get it going, but they were not really happy about that. It wasn't really what they had, what their true essence of the show was supposed to be. And now, like I said, you've proven it now with your show that you guys do, that it can be done now, and that just means that our model car community, and this is no disrespect to the old crew, because man, there were some amazing modelers and great people. Met a lot of them, look up to them, always looked up to them. But it was just a different vibe back then. It was a different way of thinking, and um, it kind of shows how this whole community has evolved. And all of a sudden, that's the competition. I think there's always a need for it. Competitions are fun. I want to go to competitive shows, but there's room for all of it now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And I really hope that this catches on, and that some younger people, the younger generation, you know, learn something from this and maybe try to start their own show to try and keep this hobby going.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely. That's what we need.
yeah, yeah. 'Cause, a lot of the model community, they're a lot older than me. I'm late 40s, so and
Oh yeah,
most of
you're
the
a baby.
guys, I wish I felt like one. People tell that to my arthritis.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, a lot of the model community is the older generation, and they're not getting any younger. I've heard it from plenty of guys from the other clubs meetings that I attend and stuff, and they say we're not getting any younger. And a lot of them
Yeah.
are passing away, and without somebody willing to take that chance and try and start something new, the hobby can just start dying off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's something we don't want.
Yeah,
The you know the model hobby, the scale model hobby is doing very well, like the whole genre. But the car end of it has always gotten me kind of concerned. And I wouldn't say it's dying, but we're definitely getting less younger people interested.
Yeah.
And um, I think it has more to do with the automobile itself. It's
yeah,
just not a huge part of the younger generation's life like it was for us, you know? And I mean, well, look at the cars that are being sold today. And for a while, they started making cool ones again, but, the Challenger's gone. I'm not gonna say, I'm a Mustang fan, but I'm not gonna say much about this new Mustang. And then the Camaro's gone. They were starting. It was the car industry about 20 years ago. They were like, okay, you're starting to make exciting cars again, and it was bringing young people into the car scene. And one thing that have seen, being from I've always had an aftermarket company since the 90s, throughout all the years that I've been in the hobby and watch it change. And the one thing I always noticed from the point of view of having customers and talking to a lot of modelers is the growth of the hobby was in guys in their 40s that were from the car community that got into building model cars because they love cars and found it neat because it's too expensive to build hot rods anymore. They've built their hot rod, they might have even sold it. They don't do that anymore. They're slowing down on that end, and so they started building model cars. And there were so many people that came into the hobby in their late 30s, their 40s, 50s. I still see it today that, yeah, I never really built, but I loved cars. And that's kind of we still got that coming in. But if young kids aren't into cars, they're not going to be into building model cars. And
exactly.
how do we get them interested in that? It's like, I worked on it. I'm like trying to, I definitely got my grandson. He loves cars. Has told me that my '88 Mustang is now his. He's made that very, He's got a little battery powered Mustang he drives around in. He loves building models, but he also he has really gotten into the thing that the kids are really getting into um, is the Gundam stuff.
Oh yeah,
That is like the hugest end for younger people. End of scale model building is that Gundam, and he has a great time building those. But he does love his model cars too, because I
you should let them play with your model cars.
yeah, right, okay. So he has picked kits out of my stash and built them, and he no, honestly, he knows how to be around model cars and how to, you know, and he knows not to mess with those or that they're toys. He totally recognizes that. And I did when he was little. I gave him like a built up I had bought. I built I took a model kit that was very toyish, rolled really good, put it together for him when he was about 2, and I let him do that with those, that got it out of his system. But he's he knows what a model is and respects it, and he builds his own and likes to put them up on the shelf and go, "Ooh, they're nice."
That's awesome.
Doesn't want them broke,
Nice.
but well, however we can get the kids interested in scale modeling, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I plan on doing a make and take at the show too.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea.
Yeah, I have some kits. I have a sign made up. Just got to get some kids to come in and want to build.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make the parents let the parents uh, help help them.
yeah. They got to be involved in it. You don't you can't use it as a babysitter. But make and takes are great. I've always seen them do really well, and heck, that right alone, a kid might not be into cars and you give him a make and take, and he puts together that snap kit, and it's
Yep.
his, and he can take it home, and those are a little more durable, and they can play with them and stuff. It gets them interested.
Yeah.
And I think it would be cool if they make it and they take it over to Pete's booth,
Yeah.
and get a picture. That's got to be a good feeling thing,
Oh
that they
yeah.
built something and
Yeah.
it's on the internet.
Yeah. Definitely. There you go,
Yeah.
Pete. You got another job.
Oh no, I always promote that. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
I'll feature anybody who submits them to the site. As long as the images are good quality, I
Yeah.
will feature you. Like even your grandson, like you just mentioned, he builds his models. You submit his models to me, and they'll be up there. As long as the image is clear enough, and
Yeah.
there's a short description, like you can even be like, "Hey, this is box stock," and I'll put it there, and is on the site. It'll be on the
Yeah.
site. What I try to do is as I get the features in, like you fill out the form on the website, and I have 4 uploads for pictures. So I get an email. So as the emails come in, is how I feature you. So if it's you send me a feature, then Ricky send me a feature, you'll be featured first, and then Ricky. And I always reply back with the date that you're gonna be featured. So
Oh,
you
that's a
that
great
date
idea.
you are aware that, oh, you know what, today my car's gonna be featured. So when you wake up, you go to scaleworld.org, is up there.
That is
Yeah.
cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. That is
I
a
I
great idea.
try to keep it that way.
Yeah.
It's a one man show. And it's only myself that's doing it,
Yeah.
and work gets in the way sometimes. So,
That,
but
that pesky work.
I try to I try my best to keep it going. So, like the
Yeah.
feature slowed down a little bit when I first started. I was doing Monday through Friday, but it's starting to slow down a little bit. So I started doing like Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday.
Mm-hmm.
That way, um, it spread it out a little bit,
Yeah.
and so I try to get everybody, and I try to promote as much as I can through Instagram and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I
and
got to get the word out. Definitely put that up on my Facebook group, and we'll get the word out on that because that is a neat idea. Just another avenue for us to share our art together.
yes,
Get your stuff out there. And
Yeah.
we all can get on Facebook now and post our models, but it's always neat to submit into something and then it gets featured under somebody else's hand. You know what I mean? I think that
yes,
just makes it a little more special that your model gets featured in something.
hmm yeah.
With um,
I always try to try to make it where everybody's happy that their model's on there. Um, when I do it, I go onto my skillworld.org, Facebook and Instagram, and I put it, hey, builder, and I put their name or their Instagram name,
Yeah.
and I share it. So that's another, like, oh man, this guy featured my car, and it's on the Instagram and it's on Facebook. So I try my best. I try my
Ah,
best. I'm
man,
trying to.
that's all you can do. Hey, it's a passion project. It's definitely you don't get a dime for it. It's just because you love it.
Yeah, no.
You
There's
got to fit it
no.
in when you can.
Yeah, like the website's on comes out of my pocket every month. The site don't bring no revenue, no money. I'm not looking to make money off of it either. That's not my point. But
No.
um, well, this time around, I'm gonna be selling shirts at the booth at Ricky
Yeah.
Show. I got one on right now.
Yeah. Show that shirt.
It says I love this hobby, and then got the skill word right here.
That's cool.
Uh, I'll be having those at the booth, just to help out with the website a little bit.
That's cool. Yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
after a while, it's not a lot of money. The website's not a lot of money to run it,
No,
but
but it does cost. That I
yeah,
know. It costs
yeah, it
money to
costs a
have a
little bit.
website.
Yeah, so I'll have that at the booth. I'm gonna have a little gift bag as well for everybody who comes by the booth to feature their models.
Right on.
It's a limited. It's like about 50 bags I'm making. I got the idea from NNL because when you
Yeah.
go to NNL, they give you a baggie in the front. And they give
Yep.
you like a chip and some goodies inside.
Let's see.
So I got the idea from that. So
Yeah, I remember. I got right here. Jeez. Yeah.
There you go.
That one.
yeah,
From that
that's the
one.
Acme one. Yeah,
Yeah.
the early bird.
That kind of stuff is cool. And
What year did that have on it?
this was 21. This was the one that your first one. I was there.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay. Okay.
you
Acme.
you won with your RV.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It seemed like such a long time ago.
Yeah. I remember I didn't get to talk to you. I remember seeing you. You come up to it and kind of mess with it, and it was just so many people. Man. I'm trying to talk to everybody I could, man. It was
You gotta catch Ricky at the swap meets, the tables. That's where you normally. When I look for Ricky, I look for him at the vending tables. That's where I find him, and I get a word with him there. Other than
yeah.
that, you're not gonna. It's hard to catch him by his models.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I literally put them down, and I like most of the time I even hesitate to set them up because I just want to go to the swap meet.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know that's like that's why I kind of forgot about mine, man. I put mine down, but I just didn't care, man. I wanted to
Mhm.
take in the show, talk to people. And, man, it was a you got only so much time. You want to suck it all in and talk to as
Yeah,
many people and have a good time and hang out with your friends and try to buy up some good deals.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah. The time flies when you're at the show. The next thing you know, you're packing up to go.
Oh, I know. It goes by so quick. I remember I came back from that show and I just was it's like I got to go every year and I haven't been able to, but all I've been doing is fiending to go back. Just like, oh, I want to go back. I want to go back. We don't have as many shows and as big as shows out here in the Southwest, and probably because the territory is so much bigger. Cities are so much farther away in the Southwest. So an out of town show. If I don't have something here in Phoenix, and there's really not a lot, I gotta always travel like 5-6 hours to go to a show.
Oh wow.
And so it's when I lived, I used in the early '90s, I lived in Virginia, and I believe I went to at least one show a month, if not two, depending on what part of the year it was. I was going to model shows all the time.
Yeah.
They were always close distance, and most of the time didn't have to stay in a hotel. Go to the show and come back. Whatever. It was
Yeah,
always such a blast.
yeah, it's always a good time.
Yeah, it's nice, and it's good, man. It was starting to look scary for shows. It was getting it's getting harder to put them on, but everybody's been finding good venues, and you lucked out with
Yeah,
your venue, man. That
Yeah.
sounds like that can, and you got room to evolve.
yeah.
Which
He got a bigger venue, a lot bigger than last year's.
yeah,
Yeah. 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 I can't wait. We're gonna have a really good time. Um. Yeah. So I just want to give you the origin of Pete taking pictures at the show.
okay, yeah, do that. Let's hear. Whoop.
Last year at the show, I believe he was supposed to set up to take pictures, but it didn't get to happen because we were really tight on space. But
Oh yeah.
I was also running late.
yeah,
I ran late that year. I ran a little late getting there, and by the time I got there, the space that he originally had for me, he gave it up. He totally forgot about it.
Oh
But it
so
was cool. I was cool about it. I still ended up taking pictures of coverage. I put it on the site as well as coverage. Um,
yeah,
I'll be doing the coverage as well as the booth. I'll have the booth to get for the car to be featured. But on the tables, I'll be going around taking pictures of the tables and doing the coverage of the show and putting it on scale as well.
oh, that's awesome. That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Um,
I try to do that with all the shows. Most of the shows. Sometimes I ask somebody to if they're going to the show to see if they could give me their pictures, and I give them the promotion. Like
Hmm.
George done it for me, Ricky's done it, and I just put coverage, the name of the show and coverage by Ricky or Vision 124, and I post their pictures, and it helps. A lot of people like to see their cars pictured. As you're going through the pictures, you be like, "Hey, that's my model." So it's a good
Yeah,
feeling.
that's good. Yeah, coverage is that's good to have that coverage and when the show comes out and you've got show coverage, you definitely got to go to the Facebook, definitely mine, and post all you want on the show coverage, and because that's probably your best attention getter for the following year is showing how great the show is.
Yeah,
And
and they'll see the name of the show and they see, wow, there was a lot of models there, and they'll be like, "Oh, I
yeah,
gotta make it out there."
yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah, and the
coverage
vendors.
helps.
Go there and
Hmm.
see the vendors, and yeah, it's you got to make it the must. Make it one of the gots to go to. The bucket list shows.
Yeah,
I, I hope that's how it is, and
Yeah.
that's why
Well.
that's why I wanted Scaled World to be there too, because he,
Yeah.
like he said, he'll feature any car that gets sent in. He doesn't like have a certain genre of cars that he wants, you know. And
Right.
I feel like some of the magazines they tend to feature certain things
Right.
sometimes,
Yeah.
and that's not me being a hater. That's just I love
No.
all parts of cars,
Yeah.
you know.
Lots of times it's there's still a little bit of everybody's a human being. You can be only so um, non-biased, but it's the editors' tastes are gonna definitely rise to the top compared to other stuff. Not again, not talking bad about them, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
I think with like they're limited to space and time and all that stuff. Where with what you're doing, Pete, is you've got this constant cycling, which is kind of a cool thing, and the internet itself, with that constant cycling, you can see a lot more variety, and everybody gets more of a chance to get their get their model to be seen, and
yes,
that it's like, oh, to get into a magazine. She's I been I started this stuff in 1985, and been to tons of shows, and I never made it into the major magazine, the main magazine of scale auto enthusiasts, but I got a couple times into the contest annual. But out of all this building I ever done, it was like only two times. But I never made it into any
yeah,
magazine, and you know, I did okay with my building, and I've been to a lot of shows. It's just it's limited the amount of space they have. When you have a show with 600 models, they're not going to show 600 models.
yeah,
So they're going to pick out what catches their eye.
yeah. It,
Where
it's
yeah,
um, it's also like when you put your model at a table, you get the card. Hey, bring your card to get photographed to the booth. You bring it, they photograph it, but you never see it in the magazine.
yeah,
You're like, "Hey, didn't they take a picture of my car?"
yeah,
And then you're waiting for that moment. It might not happen. It might happen down the road. It might happen in the contest one, like you said. But
yeah,
that's a hit or miss. With Scale World, you submit it. As long as your images are clear,
yep. That's all it takes.
you're gonna be featured. You just have to be patient because I might have 4 or 5 guys in front of you, or I
Yeah,
might have the whole month already covered. So you have to wait until the next month. But be patient. You will be featured because I will email you back saying the exact date that you're going to be featured. Because as soon as I work on your submission, I reply back, "Hey, thank you. Your model will be submitted this day. Um, and thank you." And I write my name Pete, and I reply back to your email. So
that's
you
great.
you will be featured. So it's not like you're gonna send the email and you'll be like, did he get it? Did he look at it? Is it gonna be on there?
Yeah,
So I try my best so everybody could be aware when they're gonna be featured. If there's
yeah,
any issues with the pictures, sometimes I take it to Photoshop and I'll try to edit it myself, or I'll reply back to you like, "Hey, listen. Like I had one guy, he submitted the car with his holding the model with his hand. And I'm like, can you take the pictures without you holding the model, please?
Yeah.
And never replied back to me. So I kind of lost that feature, but I didn't want to feature with his hands because I don't know. The hand is just distracting. You
Well,
want the
that and
model.
or a bunch of junk in the background or
Yeah. Well, the background is not that bad. Like I could always take it to Photoshop and blur it a little bit.
oh, okay.
So,
But a
but the hand
hand.
is kind of hard to get. The wheel might be by your thumb or your finger
Yeah.
blocking it. So you kind of like ruining the picture a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
So
that
you want it
that
to be
person
good quality.
either he got upset or he never got the email or I don't know, never replied back to me. So,
Maybe it was a
but
hand model.
Yeah.
I try my best to get everybody on there who submits, and I try to promote it. Like I said, the site doesn't bring any money in, but I try to promote it at shows,
Yeah.
and I try to tell them, hey, submit the model here. Sometimes I do get features from there, sometimes I don't. So, being at Ricky's show, having the booth, um, I'm gonna have pretty much a good amount of features, hopefully.
Yeah. You're gonna be busy.
Um, yeah,
Yeah,
looking forward to that. Um, you know,
yeah.
so
Well,
I
guys,
kind of,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I kind of backed Pete into a corner because I surprised him with a banner and some business
Uh,
cards.
yeah. I asked for a little corner. Just to start it off because I've never done it before. And he's like, "Oh no, you're gonna be in the center. As soon as you walk in, you're gonna see you. Everybody gonna see you and stuff like that." I'm like, "Oh, great! Now you're making the nerves more." But I'm looking forward to it. Um, and have a good time. Man, Ricky's show is great. Everybody comes, mingle, has their coffee.
oh
He
yeah,
has
that's
he has
right.
the door. It's just like a show. Door prizes,
There's plenty of
vendors.
coffee, right? It's
Yeah,
cars.
gonna be
It's model
coffee.
cars and coffee. You better have some coffee.
Yeah,
Might
I
not be
don't
the
drink
top
coffee,
stuff.
but I'm definitely in there. Ricky's my brother. He's a club member. Ricky's show is a diversified show. We'll work it with our eyes closed.
Yeah,
This is He's our
that's
brother. He's
cool.
our member. So we're gonna be there, get full support.
Appreciate that.
That's awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome. Well, guys, before we wrap this up, um, uh, each one of you, is there any last things you want to mention, talk about? We'll start with you, Ricky.
Uh,
Just
I just want to shout out, a few clubs and shows that
yeah,
have supported me.
do
Um, so we have the first and foremost diversified scalers. They
that. Yeah,
they have had my back from day one. Uh, we have my friend Herb Franklin with the Halloween Bash. Uh, we have the Maryland. We'll call it the Mama Show, the Maryland in Maryland. Uh,
yeah.
they've
That's
had
a
my back.
that's a bucket list show I've always wanted to go to.
Yeah, that's a good show too.
Yeah.
And that club, those guys in that club are a good group of people. I go down to their meetings every so often, and we have a blast.
They've been
Um,
around a long time.
they have, they have,
Mhm.
and I don't see them slowing down anytime soon. 'Cause, I
No.
mean, um, sorry. Hold on, hold on here. Uh, Also, the NNL leased crew. Uh, every one of those guys has been very supportive. Also, as far as my show. Uh, so the other show I wanted to talk about was the September Showdown. Um, I've been to one of the meetings for that show. That's going to be a good show at a new location. And obviously, Lewis Hicks, he has a part in that show too.
Hmm.
Um, so that's going to be a good show. That's also in Pennsylvania too. Um, then the other show is the NNL East.
Yeah.
Uh,
That,
that's with with Tom Geiger and that whole crew.
Yeah.
And they were very, very supportive of my show. And
Yeah, that's very cool that you had them behind you with
yeah,
that. That's super cool. That's
Yeah.
yeah. And there's a member there, Rob Dobley, that was talking about how my show is like the big sit, which is going to be happening this month at the end, like near the end of the month. I believe the 28th, I believe.
mm-hmm.
But they're going to be having the big sit, which is basically similar to my show, except they just don't have vendors. They'll be hanging out and and just networking basically.
Oh yeah, just a chill out.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Right on.
yeah. So,
That's great. Well, again, I'll throw this up one more time for everyone to see. Sunday, March 22nd, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And man, we're gonna have vendors, and we're gonna have cool vendors and cool models on the table.
Yeah.
Just a lot of cool people.
tripled the vendors this year.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
Definitely.
so we're gonna have even more fun.
So it's even more loads of fun, everyone. If you were there last year, you definitely want to go this year because it's going to be even better. Because you went, go, man, that was great. I wonder if they're going to do it again next year. Well, they are, and it's bigger and better. So there you go.
Yep, featuring Scale World.
Yep. And Pete,
Yes, sir.
scaleworld.org. Any last things you want to say about it?
Um, just want to say thank you for the support. Thank you for having me on here, helping me promote skillworld.org. And anybody's willing to submit, you can submit your children's models, as long as the image is in great quality. That's all I ask. Image in great quality. You don't even have to send a description. You can just send me the pictures. You see it there. It says scaleworld.org/features. You go on the site. You go to scaleworld.org. There's some tabs on the top, and you'll see where it says submit your model. You click on that, and you'll have the questionnaire, your name, where you're from, subject, and a short description, and four things so you can upload 4 images of your model. Now, if you want to add more models, you could. I believe the email is on there as well. You can just send me the more pictures of your model before I give you the date or before the date comes on, and I'll add the more images that you want on there. I only do 4 because sometimes the emails are too long.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Sometimes I get a lot of people. It just keeps circling. When that happens, most likely is because your images are too large for the email. You
Oh,
need to.
yes.
You might need to shrink your images. You can either do that or just grab the email itself. Send me an email, and you just send me what's the questionnaire on the body of the email, and we will get you feature as well that way. Um, this is
Excellent.
Yeah, this is nonprofit. It's all about fun. I'm here to share your motto with the world. Um, uh, when I had it years ago, when it was .net, I was getting people from Hawaii, overseas. A lot of people were giving me a lot of support,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
a lot of people were like, "Oh man, we missed the site," so I kind of brought it back now.
That's
Just
super
little,
cool.
yeah.
It's
So
good that you did it because it takes a lot of dedication. It's a lot of work. It's selfless, and that's really cool. It's people like you guys, what you do, that makes this
yeah,
hobby and
it's
this
for it's
model
all for the love of the
work.
hobby, man.
Yeah,
For the
that's
love of the hobby, get the hobby, the word out.
Keep it going.
Yeah,
keep
keep
it
it
going,
going,
keep
keep
it
it
alive.
going. You
Don't know
know,
what
uh,
I'd do without it.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
it's a great hobby. I met a great bunch of friends. I
Hmm.
was able to join the Diversified Scalers. They invited me. They took me under their wing for a little bit, and then they invited me in, and I'm now the vice president of the club.
Yeah,
So that's a big plus. Everybody voted me. Actually, they all voted me in last year's Enrique show. They all
that's
decided
cool.
to make me the vice president. So
That's
really,
always
really
a good
appreciate
feeling
that. I love it.
that you
You
recognize.
know, my I do build models. I do build them. I'm not a great model builder. I don't. I defend myself. Like I will build it. I gotten better throughout the years. Like you keep going, and your models will get better and better as you go. Um, I have models at shows. Most of the time, I don't register them. I just put them on the table for people to see it. If I see you taking a picture of it, that's my win right there.
Yeah, that's cool. You caught somebody's attention. You inspired
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah. Or even if I don't see you taking a picture of it, but I do see it on Facebook, Instagram, like, oh shoot, that
Yeah,
puts a
that's
smile on
always
my face, and that's my win right there. So,
yeah,
um,
it's always cool when someone else recognizes your work, and that's always like the coolest thing. And it
yeah.
doesn't matter. Everybody builds at different levels. I've never. It's I what however level you build at does not make you what level you are as a member of this model car community. It's about your drive, what you are, what it
Hmm.
means to you, and what you put into it.
Yeah,
That's what matters, and it's just that's the important part. It's
Yeah.
your contribution to the community, your love for it. If you love it, it doesn't matter. Doesn't
yeah,
matter. Me, I don't even build. That's what everybody tells me. I never finish. It don't matter. I might not be that good of a model builder. I don't know. I don't finish models. We'll find out one day, maybe. We'll see. But
well, when you do, don't forget to feature it. Send it,
yeah, I
submit it.
will. I will. If
We'll
I
get
ever
we'll get it
finish one,
on the site immediately.
I got one. I got one. Just a quick plug for my buddy from. If you've ever watched Channel Throttle Power, he has a Facebook group that he's putting on a challenge, a build challenge, this month only. It's called Finish It Up February.
Mm,
And I've got a little Porsche model that I need to get done. So I'm going to get that thing finished up
there you go.
February, and then I'll send it in.
Ah, definitely. Thank you.
And this is a cool one. I don't know if you've ever seen this one, Ricky. This started out as a glue bomb I bought off of eBay. So I'm covering everything that we've talked about here on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. So,
Awesome.
better
yeah.
get to it because February will be over by next week.
Come on, I know.
Yeah, and blink of an eye.
Going by like
You,
that. Gee.
you picked the shortest month of the year.
I know that's the thing, but finish it up March didn't sound good, so Tim
Yeah.
went with finish it up February. But yeah, go check, and in the description below, everybody, if anybody hadn't heard about that yet, I got that too down there. Go check that out. Finish a model. So,
Well,
anyways, guys, I always put my guests in the hot seat at the end of the show because I got this thing that I say, and I leave it for them to say it. We'll see how well you know my shtick. So, who wants to take a crack at it? Are you going to split it up? How you want to do it? You got
go
I'll
to
ahead.
take a crack. I'll take a crack at it. You want me to take a crack at it, Rick?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Keep gluing your fingers and cutting those styrenes, and let's get those models features on scaleworld.org.
Oh man, you see how he made it his own? That's what I like. That's what I like. Excellent, definitely. And as I always say at the end, is here's the producers.